Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasyatravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Vishwametadakilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana. With blessings of Sri Jeeyar Swamiji, we're continuing Bhagavad Gita. We are in chapter 13. Last week we completed slokas 8 to 12. So we'll review that first. Share the screen. Okay. First question. What qualities must we develop to focus on the Atma or to get the Atma knowledge of Atma? How many qualities did Lord Krishna give?
24. 24?
Okay, we'll see.
32.
I think 18 qualities. We missed the count.
Okay. Okay, let us review them because it is very important. So we'll also see how many. Okay. Amanitvam, humility. Adambhitvam, absence of show off, even while doing good activities. Ahimsa, non-violence in thought, word, and action. Shantihi, forgiveness. Arjavam, honesty and integrity. Acharyopasanam, gratitude and service to the Guru. Saucham, purity in thoughts, words, and deeds. Stairyam, steadfastness in righteous actions. Atma vinigraha, self-control and focus on self-realization. All these are in one sloka, right? Then next sloka was Indriyatheshu vairagyam, that is non-attachment to the sense objects. Okay. Any questions on this? No? Okay. So these are 10. Anahankaraha, freedom from the misconception that the body is the self. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. Repeatedly recollect that birth, death, old age, and disease are the causes of sorrow and suffering for us, and they cannot be avoided for the body. Asaktihi, freedom from attachment. Anything other than Atma. Putra dara gruhadishu anabhishwangaha. Absence of intense attachment or affection towards children, spouse, house, etc. That's property, business, status, power. Isthanishtopapatishu nityam samachittatvam. Always maintain equanimity, balance of mind in ups and downs, right? In likes and dislikes and things like that. So how many are these?
20.
5. 15. So far 15. Mayi ananya yogena bhaktihi avyabhicharani. with exclusive association and firm devotion to me. My is in me or to me. So that is Lord Krishna is referring to himself. So that is Supreme Lord. Vivikta Desa Sevitvam. Living in a secluded place away from Rajasic and Tamasic people and surroundings. Okay, just the meaning itself is living in a secluded place, but that's not the suggestion, right? Because we have to live in a society. So the meaning is living in a secluded place away from Rajasic and Tamasic people and surroundings. Aratihi Janasamsadi. Develop distaste for crowds, especially people who are not sattvic. Right, again, Aratihi Janasamsadi is just be away from crowds, right? But the meaning is develop a distaste for those people who are not sattvic. Actively be away from them. Adhyatma Jnana Chittvatvam. Sorry. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam. Permanent, constant meditation on the knowledge of the Atma. Tattva Jnanardha Chintanam. Reflecting on the object of the knowledge of the realities. So, total 20, right? So, these are the 20 qualities that we must develop or practice in order to focus on Atma or to realize Atma, to get the knowledge of Atma. Okay. Any questions on this? Okay. Not.
These are the qualities that Jivatma should have, right?
No, we need to develop so that we can recognize ourselves.
So it's again Atma itself.
Yeah. So Jivatma by itself already has it. I mean, Jivatma by itself, by itself in the sense, Jivatma in its pure state is equivalent to Paramatma, right? It has all the knowledge. We'll learn about Jivatma next as we are going into knowing about Kshetrajna, right? So in order to realize that Kshetrajna, we need to develop as a person, we need to develop these qualities so that we can realize the true nature of it.
So, Professor, here when we say we need to develop, we are referring to buddhi, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what.
Or basically.
Or manas or buddhi.
So basically, we need to wherever it says, right? One second. So wherever, whichever it is applicable, right? Based on the quality, somewhere it says, we need to control our senses. Somewhere it says.
Right.
So basically, senses are controlled by manas. Manas is controlled by buddhi in the proper sequence. Right. So if our buddhi is strong and firm, then it will control the manas. Manas will control the senses. And so this all these qualities we can continue to practice, continue to develop and practice. Okay. Okay, next question. So after teaching us about, how to get the knowledge of Atma. What qualities we must develop to get the knowledge of Atma or realize Atma. Atma is a Kshetrajna. Lord Krishna started explaining about Kshetrajna, the greatness of Kshetrajna itself, right? Because if, as we said in the last week, if we don't understand our greatness, why do we want to know about it? I mean, why do we want to attain it? Attain that state of Kshetrajna, which is pure, right? So, started talking about ourselves now. So how did Lord Krishna start talking about them? So we covered one sloka last week, that is sloka 12, right? Can anyone say what did we cover about Kshetrajna? What did Lord Krishna say? Sloka 12.
Anadimat param brahma nasattanna sadichyate.
Yes, very good. So Anadi has no beginning and no end, right? Kshetrajna has no beginning and no end. Matparam is Atma has me as superior or supreme. Me is Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord, or Paramatma, God. It always belongs to Paramatma. It is subservient to Paramatma. Okay. Brahma is Atma pervades everywhere with Jnana. Okay. Brahma is you can refer it to the four-headed Brahma or Param Brahma, right? Or body or Atma. It has several meanings. So Lord Krishna referring to Atma, the Kshetrajna, as Brahma here, right? Which is pervading everywhere with the knowledge. And Atma or Kshetrajna is neither Sat nor Asat. Neither existing in by nature, its true nature, it does not belong either in the Asat state, which is before creation started, nor it does not belong to a state of creation, that is in bodies like this, right? It is beyond these two. It is neither Sat nor Asat. Okay. So we'll learn more about Kshetrajna in the next slokas. Next question, should Kshetrajna referred to in this chapter be interpreted as Paramatma?
No, it is
This is
interpreted as Atma.
Atma,
Yes.
yes. It appears because in the pure state of Atma, it's equivalent to Paramatma. So it appears like explaining about Paramatma. But Lord Krishna is explaining about Kshetrajna, ourselves, right? He's not explaining about himself. Okay. There's later chapters he will talk about himself. Okay. So, I mean, later chapters in the sense, in the earlier chapters also he did, but in the revision, 13th to 18th, he will talk about himself in 15th chapter. Okay, so 13th chapter is focused on Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetram is the body. Kshetrajna is the one knower of the body, or the one who has knowledge, who is residing in the body. Right? That is us, all of us, each one of us. Not only human beings, all beings. Okay. So that's the summary of slokas 8 to 12. To sloka 13. No other questions. We move on to sloka 13. Screen. Please chant. Sarvatah panipadam tat
Sarvatah panipadam tat
sarvatokshishiro mukham
sarvatokshishiromukam
sarvatah shrutimaloke
sarvatah shrutimaloke
sarvamavritya tisthati.
sarvamavritya tishtati.
Chant together.
Sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatokshishiromukam sarvatah shrutimaloke sarvamavritya tishtati.
Very, confusing but important slokas. Okay. Sarvatah pani padam tat. Tat. What is he referring to? Lord Krishna is referring to. Tat is that Kshetrajna in its pure nature. Like Kshetrajna, he's talking about Kshetrajna, the one that is not carrying the karmic bondage, right? It's talking about the pure state of Kshetrajna. Okay? The pure nature of Kshetrajna. So, that Kshetrajna, Sarvatah Panipadam, has hands and legs. Pani Padam, hands and legs. Sarvataha, on all sides, everywhere. So, Kshetrajna has hands and legs on all sides, everywhere. Confusing, right? Anyone, what do you think Lord Krishna is saying here?
All pervaded.
All pervaded. Okay. So let's Kshetrajna is part of, is inside the body, right? And body is the one that has hands and legs. Now, if Kshetrajna is in its pure state, it's not going to have this body, right? So will Kshetrajna be able to do any action? That's a question that will come up, right? Kshetrajna, will it be just can do anything because it doesn't have any hands and legs? Okay. Now, next thing is, okay, if it can do, Kshetrajna is much more supreme compared to, Kshetrajna in its pure state is much more superior compared to the state we are in currently right now. Right? So, it has to be better than what we are able to do right now, isn't it? So, in a pure state of Atma, Kshetrajna is capable of doing everything, doing activities as if it has hands and legs everywhere on all sides. Okay, see, you take any body, maybe it has 100 hands, 100 legs, but a Kshetrajna can actually be able to perform activities which are which is equivalent to having like innumerable number of hands and legs. It doesn't need to have the kind of hands and legs that we have. Even without them, Kshetrajna is able to perform the activities as if it has hands and legs everywhere.
Can we say capability, sir?
It is capable, yes. So it is not that Kshetrajna is pervading in this universe and it has all these bodies have hands and legs. So one Kshetrajna is pervading, and so if you count all the hands and legs, it has hands and legs all over the place. That is Kshetrajna, which is in the state of manifestation, right? But here what we are talking about is Kshetrajna in its pure nature. Like, how great is Kshetrajna in its pure state? In pure state of Atma, it is it is capable of doing the activities of millions of hands and legs. Okay. Got it?
Got it.
Um,
Animate and inanimate also.
yeah, so it doesn't need to have. So, if someone asks, oh, if you don't, if, let's say in a pure state of Atma, can do anything. No, it can do everything like someone who, any body that has millions of hands and legs. Okay. So that's why in Paramapada, it can take any form. There is no restriction. In Paramapada, for the Atma that is in pure state of Atma, with no karmic bondage, it can take any form. And, if it wants 5 hands and 5 legs and 10 hands, 10 legs, it doesn't matter. Whatever form it wants to take in order to serve Paramatma, it will, it will be able to take. Okay. Then next, Lord Krishna is saying, Sarvataha Akshi Siraha Mukham. Akshi is eyes. Siraha. So, Siro Mukham. So, Siraha is mouths and Mukham is Mukham is the mouth and Siraha is head. So, Sarvataha Akshi Siro Mukham. Atma has several eyes, heads, and mouths in all directions. Same analogy here, right? Atma, in its pure nature, can perform the actions of many eyes, several heads, many mouths at the same time, even without physically having them. Like you need, it doesn't need to have this kind of a physical body in order to be able to do, like, see or perceive anything or talk. Okay. So that much powerful, that much supreme the Atma is, right? in its pure state. Now we are in this particular state. We are carrying karmic bondage. We are limited by this body. So whatever the body that we got, our knowledge is limited to that. But in its pure state, we are all, we can perceive anything, as if we have million eyes. Say, many things at the same time, So that's how great the Atma is. And Sarvataha Srutimat. Atma has several ears and other sensory organs everywhere. Sarvataha is everywhere, all sides. So several ears on all sides. Okay. Again, it can, in its pure state, it can listen to several things at the same time without physically having them, without physically having millions of years, right? Moment. Okay. Then loke sarvam avrutya tisthati. In one interpretation, it says we could probably treat it as it's pervading everything in this world. So one Atma is pervading everything in this world. That is, based on the context, that is not the, that should not be the interpretation here. So Atma in its pure nature can, so it is in every being in this world. So not just one Atma pervading everything, right? So it is Atma that is in every being in this world. Okay. Loke sarvam avrutya tishtati. So that is how powerful. How many we got so far? 8, right? So, any questions on this?
Yeah, Varprasad Garu.
Yeah.
So yes, I understand. Like we are trying to learn the qualities of Atma, or in purest form, equivalent to Paramatma and all that. Coming to that, and also in this sloka, we are learning that in pure form, or how the Atma is capable of doing things, everything or every way. So coming to individual level, right? If I'm following those qualities in order to focus on my pure Atma, let us say I'm very close to or reaching to purity. So will that capability manifest in me? Like if I see a person, like, or say you, I'm looking at you, you're almost nearing pure Atma, meaning in my human level, right? How is it manifesting? Or like acharyas, right? We wonder, some people do many things. Is it like doing multitasking, or in a that capability, how in our human life it's showing up, you think?
Very good question. Yeah. I mean, I think it will definitely, show in our experience. So one good example is Vishwamitra and Vasishtha, fight between them, right? Vishwamitra was, he had so much army, but Vasishtha, didn't have any army, but he was able to defeat Vishwamitra.
Okay.
Right?
Oh.
How was he able to do it?
Yeah. So in our day-to-day life also, We will deal things differently.
Right. One, so, yeah, they will, they will be, I mean, we will be able to perform activities, without having, I mean, if let us say, um, I would like to build a big monument, for example, right? I just think, okay, let me do this, right? And it happens. If it happens, then it's Satya Sankalpa, right? So whatever we wish is happening. So it must be happening. Again, all these qualities basically are showing up in our life, basically. So is it necessary that we have to have all these before we get moksha? May not be necessary, right? I mean, is it necessary that I have to show these qualities in order to get the moksha? Like, is it that, okay, you are able to, fight with a million people at the same time with, million hands and legs? No, not necessary, not necessary. But the Atma in its pure state can do this. And one who is, uh, very near or closer to that state, right, will have these qualities, will be able to perform the activities as if, million people are able to do it. But do they necessarily want to do it is another question. They may not want to do it. Like Vasishtha, even though he had so much power, he never showed it before Vishwamitra, came to challenge him, right? So it's not necessary they want to show this, but they may have it.
Yeah. So even though like may not be physically fight, we can say the daily conflicts or challenges that we go through every day, maybe we will be able to deal better, like without much.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
See, there will not be any challenge. If we are practicing those 20 qualities, and before that, the 35 qualities, as a karma phala tyagi, we don't treat anything as a challenge.
Yeah, the perspective changes, I think. We won't really look at like, oh, this is difficult or whatever.
Right. I mean, so it will not look like, okay, I need to feel happy. That's why I need to pray to God. That will be completely gone. I need to satisfy somebody, and that's why I need to do this. Don't have to satisfy anyone else other than Paramatma. And yeah, so if we are practicing those 55 qualities, then yeah, things will change around.
Thank you, sir.
Question. Okay. Let's move on to the next sloka. Please chant. Sarvendriya gunabhasam.
Sarvendriya gunabhasam.
Sarvendriya vivarjitam.
Sarvendriya vivarjitam.
Asaktam sarvabhruchaiva.
Asaktam sarvabhrichaiva.
Nirgunam gunabhoktru cha.
Nirgunam gunabhoktrucha.
Let's chant together.
Sarvendriya gunabhasam. सर्वेन्द्रियविवर्जितम् असक्तं सत्त्वभृत्यैव निर्गुणं गुणभोक्तृ च.
Lord Krishna is continuing to tell us about the greatness of ourselves. Okay. Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, capable of shining with the activities of all the senses. Sarvendriya Vivarjitam, devoid of all senses. So it is a little bit, it appears like conflicting, right? So here we need to understand it clearly. Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. So what it means is, Atma is shining with the activities of all senses in this state, in this, embodied state. But, so that is the Sarvendriya Gunabhasam. However, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam is, it is capable of perceiving everything even without the senses in its pure state. Right? So Atma appears that it is able to, it's able to perceive everything with the senses only. Looks like, right? Because we are in this body, so we are able to perceive. But what about the pure state? The pure state of Atma will not have this kind of body, right? Will not have this kind of senses. So it is capable of perceiving everything, and experiencing everything even without the senses, the kind of senses that we have, right? Okay, so that is one. And then asaktam sarvabhrutcha, sarvabhrut. So asaktam is unattached. Okay. Sarvabhrut is supporting all bodies. Okay. So Atma in its pure state, right? It is not attached to any body, isn't it? Like the body, like, is it attached to a human body or a animal body or a deva or a sthavara body? No, right? Atma is unattached, has nothing to do with the body, right? However, it is capable of maintaining the body. It's capable of assuming all bodies. That is sarva bhrutcha, supporting all bodies. Okay. Got it? So next one is nirgunam guna bhoktruja. Okay. Nirgunam is devoid of gunas, not having gunas, is the literal meaning. Guna bhoktruja is the enjoyer of the gunas. Okay. So even though it is devoid of, even though it is by its nature does not have the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas, it is capable of, or it is able to enjoy the three gunas in the embodied state. Okay, so this particular sloka, Lord Krishna is saying that, the Atma in its pure state does not need to have the sensory organs like what we are thinking right now, right? It is capable of perceiving everything without any limitations. right? And it is capable of supporting, taking any body and supporting that body, even though by its nature it is not, right? Its nature is not to take a body and support it, right? In its true nature, it is not supposed to take the, like, it's not the characteristic of Atma to take body, right? So, but it is, in embodied state, it is taking a particular body and then supporting it. Okay. And it is by its nature, in its pure form, it does not have any of the gunas, the three gunas, the sattva, rajas, and tamas, three gunas of the prakriti, but it is the enjoyer of the three gunas when it is in the embodied state. Okay. So what we need to learn from here is it can sense everything, right? It can, it doesn't have to take any body and support it, right? So we will reach a state where we do not have to take these bodies, the limited bodies, restricted bodies. And then we will reach a state where we will be nirguna. Nirguna is not talking about it's not saying that will not have any gunas at all. It's saying the gunas of this prakriti. We will not have the gunas of this prakriti, which is sattva, rajas, and tamas. So we will have the gunas which are related to the pure state of Atma. Okay. It's very important for us to understand the true meaning of these slokas. Otherwise, it is confusing. We may think, oh, okay, here, we are saying, oh, we'll not have any gunas, or in other case, oh, Kshetrajna is Paramatma, and he's saying, oh, Nirgunam, okay, Paramatma is a Nirguna, because he said in this sloka. No, Kshetrajna is Atma. Atma does not have the gunas. When the Nirguna is spoken, he is referring to gunas of the body. Like, so the kind of gunas of the body that you have are not the quality gunas of the Atma. That's what he's saying. Not saying that in a isolated fashion, saying that it will not have any gunas at all. Okay. Next sloka. Share my screen. Please chant. Bahirantascha bhutanam.
Bahirantascha bhutanam.
Acharam charameva cha.
Acharam charameva cha.
Tukshmatvat tada vigneyam.
Sukshmatvat tada vigneyam.
Durastham chantike cha tat.
Durastham chantike cha tat.
Let's chant together.
Bahirantascha bhutanam. Acharam charameva cha. Sukshmatvat tada vigneyam. Durastham chantike cha tat.
Lord Krishna is saying, bahihi antaha cha bhutanam. Okay, bhutanam is referring to panchabhutas. Okay, of panchabhutas. So the body is made of panchabhutas. That is, our bodies. Atma, Kshetrajna, exists outside, that is bahihi, antaha, inside of the bodies. Okay. So the same Atma can exist both inside and outside.
You mean
No, right?
inside of the body? Are you asking inside, outside of what, sir?
Yeah. Question. I mean, that's how we may think, right? Okay. Oh, Atma exists inside and outside of the body. So in the embodied state, Atma is inside, right? But in a liberated state, it is outside. The body is made of panchabhutas. So it is not that Kshetrajna always has to be inside the body made of panchabhutas. It is outside. It can be liberated from the body made of panchabhutas. Okay. So the same Kshetrajna is inside today, but the true nature of the Kshetrajna, when it reaches the pure state, it is outside the bodies made of panchabhutas. Okay. Next is acharam charamevacha. Okay. So while it is inside the body, charam is legs. Okay. Moving with the legs. Okay. So while it is inside the body, it is moving with legs. Charam. Okay. Acharam is, it can move even without the legs in its pure state. Okay. So Atma is capable of moving even without legs in its pure state. But inside, in the state that we are in, we have to move with the legs. Okay. Then sukshmatvat tat avigneyam. So Atma, what is the size of Atma?
Can be
Very
yeah.
minuscule, right? Very small, very, I mean, you cannot even measure, right? So, avigneyam is incomprehensible. Okay. So, what Lord Krishna is saying is, nature of Atma is not comprehensible for us as different from the body because it is so small. Okay. So we would think that, that's why we think we are body, right? We are not able to recognize because it's so small that we will not be able to comprehend, will not be able to understand, perceive it as different from the body. Okay. So Lord Krishna is saying about the size of the Kshetrajna here. Durastham antikecha. Okay. So pure nature of Atma is very far. Durastham is very far and very near. That's what he said. Okay. Antikecha is very near. So is very far for those who do not possess these 20 qualities that we learned earlier. Okay. So if we start practicing them, the pure nature of Atma will become closer and closer for us, will become near to us. Okay. So it is very far for us if we don't possess those qualities. If we possess the qualities, it becomes so clear to us. We'll be able to perceive it easily. So, bahihi antaha acharam charam sukshmatvat and durastham antikecha. Okay. So, we should not be thinking again. This is telling us about the greatness of Atma, right? So, even though it is so small, it can, it can take a body of any size. Okay. Okay. Next sloka. Share my screen. Okay. Please chant. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu
Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu
vibhaktamiva cha sthitam
vibhaktamiva cha sthitam
bhuta bhartru cha tajneyam
bhuta bhartru cha tajneyam
grasishnu prabhavishnu cha.
grasishna prabhavishnu cha
Let's chant together.
avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam bhuta bhartru cha tajneyam grasishna prabhavishnu cha.
Lord Krishna is saying, again continuing to tell us about Atma, Kshetrajna, right? Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam. Okay. So avibhaktam, not having divisions, classifications. Vibhaktam is having divisions, classifications. Avibhaktam, even though Atma is, cannot be classified, cannot be, put into like this is one type of Atma, another type of Atma, other type of Atma, like that. Okay, naturally, an Atma or Atmas do not have any divisions or classifications, but they are appearing to be divided, classified among all beings. Bhuteshu, in all beings, vibhaktam iva cha sthitam. Vibhaktam iva, like appearing as if, iva is like as if, right? They are classified into, what are the 4 classifications of the beings, all beings? Anyone?
Manushya Stavara.
Yes. Yeah, Deva, Manushya, Tiryak, and Sthavara. So, even though Atmas don't have any classification, divisions, they are appearing in beings which are classified. So, it appears to us that Atmas are classified, but it is not. Okay. Next one is Bhuta Bhatru Cha Tagnyeyam. Okay. It is a supporter of the bodies that are made of Panchabhutas. Okay. So it is to be known as different from those bodies. Okay. So, we think, oh, this body is ourselves, right? We are the body. No, it is supporting the body. Okay. So, very, very easy to say, right? Like when when someone passes away, right? We know that there's nothing that is supporting, the body starts disintegrating, right? So there must have been something that was supporting. That is the Kshetrajna. See, one thing that we need to remember is Lord Krishna is trying to say who we are, right? If we are not body, who it is? That's what he is explaining. And what is our greatness? We are not body. The one that is supporting the body is Kshetrajna, is what we need to understand. Okay? Know that Kshetrajna to be the supporter of the body and distinct from the body. Because when the Kshetrajna leaves, the body is still there, right? And it starts disintegrating. It's no longer supported. So Kshetrajna is the one that is supporting and distinct, which has left, right? So that is Bhuta Bhartrucha Tagnyayam. Next, Lord Krishna is saying Grasishnu Prabhavishnu Cha. Grasishnu is Atma is the one that is enabling the body to consume various foods and digest, right? Various things that we are experiencing. Atma is the one that is enabling this body to consume. Okay. Krasishnu is taken. If the Kshetrajna is not in the body, what happens? Body cannot take anything, right? So not even air, food, nothing goes in. So there must be something in the body that is enabling this body to consume and experience it. That is the Kshetrajna. Prabhavishnu is Atma is the one that is enabling the body to produce. Okay, one is consuming, the other one is producing. If Kshetrajna is not there, then nothing will be produced from the body. Body will start disintegrating, right? So no excretion, no offspring, nothing, right? So Atma is the one that is different from the body. Again, this shows us Atma is able to, again, you can see the greatness of Atma, right? It is able to enable the body to consume. It is able to enable the body to, it is enabling the body to produce. it is enabling the body to completely support, right? In all aspects, then it is not having any classifications, though it appears to be classified into various beings, the 4 types of beings, Deva, Manushya, Tiryak, Stavaras. So far we covered up to 19, right? Any questions? We are learning about greatness of ourselves. So, we'll move on to the next sloka. Please chant. Jyotishamapi tajyotihi
ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः
tamasah paramuchyate
तमसः परमुच्यते
ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं
ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं
हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्.
हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्
Let's chant together.
ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः
तमसः
तमसः
परमुच्यते
परमुच्यते
ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं
ज्ञानगम्यं
ज्ञानगम्यं
हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्
So this is the last sloka where Lord Krishna is explaining about Kshetrajna. Okay. Jyotisham api tad jyotihi. Lord Krishna is saying, Jyotisham, of all the shining objects in this universe, that Atma, that Kshetrajna, Jyotihi is the light. So Atma is the light even of the shining objects in this universe, is the literal meaning. Okay, so what does that mean? So we may think, oh, okay, the light that comes out of the shining objects is Atma, right? But we have to understand deeply here. So when we see any object, okay, we recognize that object, right? We are able to recognize that object because of what?
Paramatma.
Because of the light that is coming from the object. Think about it. If just because the light, light is reflecting from an object, are we able to recognize that object?
No, sir, we should have that recognizing capability, right, inside. Then only we can.
Right. What is that one which is making us recognize? It's Atma.
Atma, yeah.
So we may think that, okay, if let us say a table is there and then a light is falling on the table, so we are able to recognize that table because of the light. Okay. So we may think, okay, because the light, because of the light, I'm able to recognize. But what about let's say we are looking at sun, or we are looking at the light itself, and how do we recognize that? I mean, that it is sun, that it is light. The one that is telling us that it is, illuminating object is not the object itself. It is the Atma. The Kshetrajna, the one who is inside us, is the one that is giving us that knowledge that, oh, this is a light object, this is a table, like that. Okay. So basically, if if Atma is not present in a body, then the body cannot recognize, even if you put a, large light in the room, the body cannot say, oh, this is a table, this is a chair, right? So Atma is the one that is enabling one to recognize, anything. Okay. Even so, it is the light, okay, even of the shining objects. Shining object itself by itself cannot give us that, give us the knowledge. Okay. It is the Atma that is giving us the knowledge, giving us the recognition. So it is the kind of, you can say that it is the light even of the shining objects. Okay. So any light that is falling, it's only removing the darkness around the objects. But it's the Atma that is actually seeing the object. It's difficult to understand otherwise. So just because a light is falling on the object, people cannot recognize it unless it is the Atma that is enabling us to recognize it. The one that is enabling us to recognize anything is Atma. Okay, is that Kshetrajna. Okay. Next is Tamasah Param Uchyate. Tamasaha Param. Tamas is Prakriti. Okay. One meaning, it's not the quality, tamas quality Lord Krishna is referring to. It is the Prakriti. Atma is Param, supreme, superior, other than Prakriti. Okay. So it is different from Prakriti and it is superior compared to Prakriti. Okay. Next, Lord Krishna is saying, Jnanam Jneyam. That is 22nd. Jnanam Jneyam is Atma is different from Prakriti, Lord Krishna said. And it is making any perception possible, because it's not the light that is making us perceive. It is Atma that is making us perceive. Okay. Lord Krishna is saying, Jneyam, it is to be known as Jnanam, as knowledge. So, in other words, Lord Krishna is saying, Kshetrajna is the form or nature of Kshetrajna is knowledge. That's why they call Jnana Swarupa, Jnanakara, like that. Okay. So it is, we will have, in a pure state of Atma, we'll have the knowledge equivalent to Paramatma. So our state of knowledge, our state or form is knowledge only. That is equivalent to Paramatma. So what is our form, nature, if somebody asks? It's a knowledge. Lord Krishna is saying here, Jnanam Jneyam. Know it to be the knowledge. It is to be known as knowledge. Next, he's saying, Jnanagamyam. Jnanagamyam is Atma, or Jivatma, or Kshetrajna, is attained through the knowledge. Jnanagamyam. It is attained through the knowledge. What knowledge? The knowledge that we learned earlier, right? 20 qualities. Okay, that knowledge, Lord Krishna said, will lead you to the to know about Kshetrajna, right? So it is Kshetrajna is attained through that knowledge. Jnanagamyam. Hrudi sarvasya vishtitam. So Atma, where Hrudi is in heart, right? Inside the heart. Sarvasya vishtita. Sarvasya in all beings. So Atma is placed in the hearts of all beings. Lord Krishna is saying. So one Kshetrajna is placed in all beings or one in each being? One in each being, right? So Kshetrajna is placed in the heart region of each one of us. And that is experiencing whatever, experiences that we are getting through this body. It is supporting this body, perceiving, everything through this body, experiencing everything, right? And it is placed in the heart region of the body, but it is spreading throughout the body with its knowledge. So Lord Krishna talked about the greatness of Kshetrajna in its pure state, how it is, and in the embodied state also is explaining us, we are not body. We are, the Kshetrajna is not the body. Kshetrajna is the one that is inside the heart region, spreading everywhere through the knowledge. It is supporting the entire body, perceiving everything and all that. Okay. So these are the 24. In some cases, we could combine some of them, but to be clear, the 24 attributes we can explain about Atma, Kshetrajna. Of course, in second chapter, the qualities of Atma are given in detail as well. Here, the relationship between Kshetra and Kshetrajna is given clearly, right? Not talking only about, the Atma independent of anything, right? Explaining about Atma in conjunction with the body, the relationship with the body. Why it is when it is in the body, it is like this, but it can be in a state where it is not dependent on the body, like that. Next sloka. Please chant. Iti kshetram tadha jnanam
इति क्षेत्रं तथा ज्ञानं
ज्ञेयं चोक्तं समासतः
ज्ञेयं चोक्तं समासतः
मद्भक्त एतद्विज्ञाय
मद्भक्त एतद्विज्ञाय
मद्भावायोपपद्यते
मद्भावायोपपद्यते
Let's chant together. Iti
इति
kshetram tatha
क्षेत्रं तथा
jnanam
ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं
ज्ञेयं
चोक्तं
चोक्तं
समासतः
समासतः
मद्भक्त
एतद्विज्ञाय
एतद्विज्ञाय मद्भावायोपपद्यते
So Lord Krishna is concluding. Iti kshetram tatha jnanam jneyam cha. So far he talked about kshetram, that is the body, tatha as well as, and jnanam is the knowledge, and jneyam is the object which is to be known. Okay. What is the knowledge? What is the knowledge that Lord Krishna is talking here?
Qualities of 20.
The means to acquire Atma Jnana, right? Because he gave the knowledge, the 20 qualities that we need to develop, mean to practice. So that is the knowledge, Jnana. Neyam is the one that which is to be known, which is the nature of the Atma, is about ourselves, the Kshetrajna, right? So Samasataha Uktam has been told briefly. He briefly told, okay. Etad Vijnaya, knowing this well, Mad Bhaktaha, my devotee, Mat Bhavaya Upapadyate, becomes fit to obtain a state same as mine. This is very important. Mad Bhavaya, so Upapadyate, becomes fit to obtain Mad Bhavaya, state same as mine. Okay. So Lord Krishna said, if we know this, if we have this knowledge, then we will reach the state of Amrita, right? We will reach a state where we do not have to take, enter the cycles of birth and death, right? And here he's saying that you will reach a state which is equivalent to mine. And he did not say that you will become Paramatma. Or he did not say that Kshetrajna is me. I mean, if he was talking about Kshetrajna as himself, then this particular sloka, kind of doesn't make sense. But so we are Kshetrajna, and if we know about this well, knowing this well means knowing and practicing. It's not just knowing and then memorizing it, and then next day we will become state equivalent to Paramatma. No. So we know this and practice it well, then we become fit. It's not that we will automatically get, we become fit to obtain. So we will become eligible to get the state equivalent to Paramatma. Okay. And he said, my devotee here, suddenly inserted a word, my devotee, Madbhaktaha. So all these qualities, along with all these qualities, we must be a devotee of Supreme Lord. Right? So that is a given. So a devotee who has all these qualities, who understands about themselves, who understands how to attain that state of pure state of pure state of Atma, and works towards it, that devotee becomes eligible to reach a state equivalent to me, where they do not have to take birth again and again, where they do not have to enter into the samsara. Right? Clear? So Lord Krishna is saying, Kshetrajna is a devotee of God, is different from God. Kshetrajna knows the nature of Kshetra, and it knows that it is different from Kshetrajna. Body, they know that body, I am not body. The Kshetrajna knows that Kshetra is different, distinct, and Kshetrajna is distinct. Kshetrajna knows essential nature of itself, right? Kshetrajna has a knowledge of qualities that will lead to realize the self. And Kshetrajna, so when you have all this, then the Kshetrajna will become eligible to reach the state equivalent to Paramatma. Okay. So that is Kshetrajna does not have to take limited bodies like us. Will be able to serve Paramatma in any form it wishes. Unlimited, with no restrictions. Okay, in its pure state. So that is the shloka. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. And any questions before we conclude?
No.
Okay, thank you. Let's conclude with a concluding prayer. Kayena vacha manasena adhyatmana va karute svabha karone yajjhat parasmai narayana
Samarpayami.
Iman
Devanarayana Samarpayami.
Sarvam Shri
Sarvam
Krishna
Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om
Namaste.
Asmadgurubhyo Namah.
Namaha.
Jai Shri Manara.
Jai Shri
Jai Shri
Thank
Manara.
you.
Shri
Jai Shri
Namaha.
Thank you.
Shri Namaha.
Krishna.